So what we've got here is an unfortunate series of events which led to us putting a water pump on this 2.5 Jeep this evening. Stick around, guys. You might learn a thing or two. I might learn a thing or two. Somebody's bound to learn something, and I don't know if it's going to be you or me. Just stick around. So I got a text message from my wife earlier today, and it said, "Hey, I just lost power steering pulling back into my parking spot at work, and the check engine light is now on." And she said, "I got out, and there was just a few drops underneath it." And I'm thinking, okay, it threw a belt, more than likely. Water pump might have locked up, and just, I'm gonna have to change the water pump, is what I'm thinking. So went ahead and picked up a water pump and come and got it. We had to drag it back to the house, but as I can confirm, and I'll show you guys here in a second, water pump shot, like looks like maybe shot at, honestly, but water pump's gone. It's time to change the water pump. So we're gonna dive in here and I'll show you guys just how to do this for you guys with the 4 liters in these Jeeps. I don't envy you right now because you got rooms when you got a 4-cylinder. There's a lot more rooms, but jump in here and get a water pump swapped out. Okay, so first things first, you need to remove your fan and your fan clutch so we can get to the water pump, or what's left of it. So you'll take your 1/2-inch wrench. There's going to be 4 bolts right here. Get that pulled off here. That way we can get this fan shroud off. And this is what I mean when I say you got way more room when you've got a 4-cylinder instead of a 4.0. 4.0s come up to about right here. You got no room to do nothing. You'd have to pull the dang radiator to get a water pump put on it. But we lucked out this time, so gonna get this fan clutch and fan blade pulled off of here, and then we'll get working on pulling the shroud. Now to remove this fan shroud, and it'll be the same on your 4.0 models, there's just 2 bolts on each side, and it'll be a 7/16 headed bolt, or it should be, if yours hasn't been, monkeyed with. So we've got the fan shroud out of the way, and we're pretty well in there. Now, this water pump pulley, it'll just pull off because those nuts aren't there to hold it on. And we get our first look at this water pump. And boy, is it gone. But let's get this little radiator hose disconnected, and it feels like it's pretty well empty. So, well, maybe. Get it disconnected, and then we can start unbolting the pump itself. Okay, so we've got the lower hose disconnected, and it's currently making a mess all over my garage floor. But before we can start unbolting this pump, this idler pulley has to come loose, and there's actually a fitting, and I don't know if you can see it there, that screws into the pump right here. So we'll have to get this idler pulley out of the way, and then we can get this fitting off of here. Then we can start unbolting the pump. So to get this idler pulley off here, it's just a single 15mm bolt. And this thing does not look to be in the greatest of shape, but we're going to do the right thing. We're going to put it back on there. So change of plans. We're going to take this heater hose loose right here. That way we can pull the pump off, and then we can unscrew this fitting out of the pump, because it doesn't swivel down here like you would think it would. It doesn't swivel here. It's all one piece. So we're going to have to take this hose loose here and take it off after we get the pump off. Got this heater hose loose here. Now it's time to go ahead and unbolt this pump. Now there'll be 4 1/2-inch bolts, and then you'll have these 2 9/16 right here. And then maybe that might give us some grief right there, this power steering pump pulley, or that power steering pump bracket, but pump will be loose and hopefully we can get it out of there. So we ran this heater hose fitting through the cheek poker, got all these where the heater hose fastens and this pipe fitting here cleaned up, and we're ready to toss this new water pump on. Now, to give you guys kind of a cross-reference for a part number, if you ever find yourself in this situation, Murray part number CP7136, I'm sure that'll interchange to just about anything you need it to. So gonna go ahead and get this fitting put back into this water pump and get some RTV laid down and wait for it to tack up. Now this new water pump, it doesn't come with any studs to mount your water pump pulley or your fan on. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of a trick to get these out, because sometimes they can be stuck in there pretty good and not wanna come out. So I've just got these 2 nuts that hold the fan on, and I'm gonna thread one all the way down on here, about as far as I can. Far enough to get this second nut on right on top of it. Might even go a little bit farther with that bottom one if I can. And then we're gonna get your wrench on the bottom nut there and get you a second wrench, and you're gonna tighten the top one while you loosen the bottom one. And it should break that stud loose, just like that. So then, just get a hold of your bottom nut there. Back this stud on out. I'm gonna get the rest of these knocked out, and by the time I get these done, this RTV should be set up enough that we can get this water pump installed. All right, so everything's put back together, and there you have it, guys. That's how to swap out a water pump on your Chrysler 2.5 liter. Now, I don't claim to be an expert in any of this. I'm just kind of a YouTube mechanic, more or less, but I do hope this helped someone. I hope it made a difference in someone's day. So I'm gonna finish this up. I'm going to call it a night, gonna clean my tools up and get everything shut down. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you like what you're watching, please consider subscribing. I sure do appreciate that. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if it helped you at all. So I'm gonna call it a night, and I hope you guys have a good night as well.